Today I get to talk about one of my favorite characters, and it's not just because I'm one of those degenerates, even though I'm kind of a degenerate with her, but she is one of my favorite characters that has come out in Genshin Impact, and I'm really glad that she did get a rerun again, although it is kind of a terrible rerun because of the 4 stars, but I digress. That was a video that we already talked about. Today we are going to be talking about Yae Miko and how you should build her from level 1 to level 90, and of course how to casually build her in today's meta. Now of course, if you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified when the next Genshin Impact video comes out, and of course would love to hear you guys' opinions on Yae Miko. And don't forget that we are sponsored by the ever wonderful Gamer Subs. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into today's video. That's right, we're talking about Yae Miko, the Electro Catalyst user from Inazuma, the Foxian Beauty. Yes, that's Honkai Star Rail, I know, but I don't care. But the Foxian Beauty of Inazuma, who is best friends with everyone's favorite gamer girl who doesn't know how to cook. That's Raiden Shogun, if you didn't know. But I digress. Let's go ahead and talk about what you need to do to ascend her from level 1 to level 90. First things first, you're going to need these. That's right, the Vajrada Amethyst Silvers, the Amethyst Fragments, the Amethyst Chunks, and of course the Amethyst Gemstones. Now these drop from a good chunk of Electro bosses. So we have the Electro Hypostasis, we have the Electro Regisfine that came out in Inazuma, or not Inazuma, Sumeru, sorry. I can't believe I even said Inazuma. Crazy. The Electro Bat that's in Inazuma, that's probably what I was thinking about. And I believe there's one more. I feel like I'm missing one, and I feel pretty bad about that. The bosses that are in Koinomiya, the little, you know, fishy lizard people, half of them can drop them. You can also get these from like weekly bosses, like the Raiden Shogun weekly boss. So you have that as well. But remember, you're also going to need rules of 3 here. 3 silvers make a fragment, 3 fragments make a chunk, and 3 chunks make a gemstone. And in total, you're going to need 1 silver, 9 fragments, 9 chunks, and 6 gemstones. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this ascension item right here, the Dragon's Heirs False Fin. Now, remember how I was talking about those little weird lizard people? Yeah, you're going to need to fight them anyway, but it's not the best farm in regards to getting the fragments gemstones too. So I would say do this first, get what you can from there, and then get the other stuff from another boss. So you're gonna need 46 of these Dragonair False Fins that you get from the Vishape herds, and it's gonna be about 23 boss battles at maximum. Now of course, if you pull 3 of the actual material at once, then you have a little bit of a, you know, faster start, but usually they drop 2 at a time, so 23 is probably what you should plan for every time. Now, of course, you're going to need these, the Sea Ganondorna, which are, I almost said leeway, Inazuma specialty items that you find around the sea part of it. So anywhere that's surrounded by water, which is most of Inazuma, you will find the Sea Ganondorna. So 168, they're pretty easy to find. Again, I say this all the time, since it's been out for a while, use your friends, or just use somebody random. Of course, you also are going to need these handguards. So you need the old handguard, the Kageuchi handguard, and of course the famed handguard. And as we go down here, which will give you a better standing of what you're going to need for each ascension, you're going to need 18 of the old handguards, you're going to need 30 of the Kageuchi handguards, and you're also going to need 36 of the famed handguards. Now let's talk about actually leveling up your talents here, because talents are important for Yae Miko in regards to, in my opinion, skill and burst. You don't entirely need to do the you know, your normal attack, but if you do that, basic attacks, normal attacks, whatever, if you do that, I wouldn't blame you, because Yae Miko is, in my opinion, very, very good. So if you are going to triple con your Yae Miko, here's what you're going to need. You're first going to need 9 of the Teachings of Light, you're going to need 63 of the Guides to Light, and 114 of the Philosophies of Light. These are from the Inazuma domain for all the talents that comes up Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, with everything coming out on Sunday. Now, remember, 3 teachings make a guide, 3 guides make a philosophy. Now, we also got more of the handguards. We have 18 more old handguards you're gonna need, 66 more of the Kageuchi handguards, and you're gonna need 93 more of the famed handguards. These drop from the Nobushi, so they're basically the samurais that are all around Inazuma. So fight them, get those handguards, absolutely worth it. You're also going to need 18 of the Meanings of Aeon, which drops from the Raiden Shogun boss fight. So another place where you could actually get those gemstones that we were talking about. However, remember, you only get to battle Raiden Shogun once a week for rewards. So it's gonna take a while, but it's worth it in my opinion. And then you're gonna need 3 Crowns of Insight, which drop from normal events in general, and of course about 7.3 million Mora. Pretty standard in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and jump into the game here. So as you can see, we have my Yae Miko, which oh Lord have mercy, I can't breathe right now. And it's because my nose is stuffed up. It's not because Yae Miko is extremely hot. I mean, look at her. Oh my god, she's stunning. I love Yae Miko. I love Yae Miko. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about her. First things first, let's talk about some weapons here. Now, obviously you see that I got Kagura's Verity, which is her best in-slot weapon. Gains the Kagura dance effect when using an elemental skill, causing the elemental skill damage of the character wielding this weapon to increase by 12% for 16 seconds with a max of 3 stacks. This character will gain 12% all elemental damage bonus when they possess 3 stacks. So very good weapon to have on a DPS character that's a catalyst user. So it makes a lot of sense. You could use something like a Skyward Atlas, especially because it does increase attack and she scales off of attack percentage. And then increases elemental damage by 12%. Normal attacks hit have a 50% chance to earn the favor of the clouds, which actively seek out nearby opponents to attack for 15 seconds, dealing 160% attack damage. So pretty good right there. Or if you're looking for a 4-star, the Widsith is a very good choice for your DPSs or even sub DPSs, because I truly feel that Yae Miko is better in the sub DPS region than in the DPS region. You can also use the Oathsworn Eye, which is a free-to-play weapon that came out a while ago. But if you don't have it and you missed out on it, kind of sucks, but I don't think you're gonna get that back. Now, let's go ahead and talk about artifacts here, because it's actually pretty important. I'm using a 4-piece Golden Trope, which actually just came out with Fontaine and helped out with a lot of these off-field DPSs to have something different. Now, increases elemental damage or elemental skill damage by 20% on the 2-piece, and then the 4-piece increases elemental skill damage by 25%. Additionally, when not on the field, elemental skill damage will further increase by 25%. This effect will be cleared 2 seconds after taking the field. Now, with this, I've seen a substantial increase in Yae Miko's skill, and I kind of used the basis of seeing what Fischl could do after Golden Trope came out, and I was like, you know what? Who would probably benefit from this as well? Yae Miko, and she has. She freaking kills with the set. However, her older sets still work. If you want to run a 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate, absolutely understandable, it does work. A lot of people are actually using a 4-piece Gilded Dreams, which actually kind of surprises me, but also doesn't, because I've been seeing a lot more people use Yae Miko EM builds over everything else, which is not a bad thing. EM is very good on Yae Miko. But you could also use the tried and true 2-piece Gladiators finale, or you could substitute that with the Vermilion. You could substitute that with the Shimenawas. They all do the 18% attack percentage bonus. And then a 2-piece Thundering Fury, giving that 15% bonus on electro damage. But I definitely say that Golden Trope is a fun set to run on her and does work really well, especially as a sub DPS Yae Miko. Now, what are the actual stats you're looking for? Well, Yae Miko is pretty standard when it comes to sub DPSs and DPSs. Crit rate, crit damage is obviously your number 1, followed by attack percentage being the thing that scales her. And then of course you're gonna need ER and EM. Depending on how you want to build her, either could be interchangeable on how much you want to build. I think Yae Miko does better with at least 120% energy recharge. So for me, I'm doing terrible. And you can see that my EM is decently high. She does work really, really well with EM, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, for your actual main stats, right? We already know Flower and Feather go hand in hand with what they have. So for your Sands, you're going to want to go attack percentage every single time. Or you could even go ER if you really are lacking in the ER department, which I probably could have done, but I'm not worried about using the burst too much. For your Goblet, Electro damage bonus, in my opinion, every time. I don't think you should substitute it for anything else. Followed by your Crown or Circlet being crit rate or crit damage depending on what you're needing the most. And as you can see with my Yae Miko, I'm at a 65 crit rate with 220 crit damage. I could substitute, but I would also need to rearrange a little bit to hopefully get at least that 40 crit rate to boost up my crit damage even more. And my attack is just barely under 2,000, which kind of sucks. I do need to get some better pieces, but I do think that my Yae Miko still does a lot of damage. And today I'm going to show her off in a tried and true kind of like team, the Aggravate team, or just you know, Quicken. Basically, it's going to be Alhaitham as my main DPS with Yae Miko being the side, Nahida providing Dendro support as well, and then of course Kuki Shinobu giving that electro reaction application. So pretty decent things. Oh wait, really quick before we do that, I should be going over Yae Miko's skills and everything. I can't believe I forgot that for a second. So as you can see, I triple crowned my Yae Miko because I love Yae Miko. Look at her, she's just so stunning. Now let's talk about her skill. Her skill is important because that's the main thing you're going to be using with her, especially as a sub DPS. This is the Yakan Evocation Senshou Sakura. To Yae, such dull task as can be, I'm going to skip that part because it's whatever. The Associate Sakura goes as follows. Has the following properties. Periodically strikes one nearby opponent with lightning, dealing electro damage. When there are no other Sessho Sakuras nearby, their level will increase, boosting the damage dealt by these lightning strikes. This skill has 3 charges, and a maximum of 3 Sessho Sakuras can exist simultaneously. The initial level of these Sessho Sakuras is 1, and the highest level each Sessho Sakura can reach is 3. If the new Sessho Sakura is created too close to the existing one will be destroyed. So you have to be careful about your spacing. I notice that when I get stuck on a wall when I'm trying to do that, or if I just get stuck on something, they'll start to go away, and it's pretty sad. Now with the burst, it's crucial that you use your Sessho Sakura first before you use your burst, and here's why. Legends of Kitsune Tsuke, or the manifestation of the Kitsune's might, are common in Inazuma's folk tales. One that particularly captures the imagination of this is the Sky Kitsune. Said to cause lightning to fall down upon the foes of the Grand Narukami Shrine, summons a lightning strike dealing AoE electro damage. When she uses the skill, Yae Miko will unseal nearby Sessho Sakuras, destroying their outer forms and transforming them into Tenko thunderbolts that descend from the sky, dealing AoE electro damage. Each Sessho Sakura destroyed in this way will create 1 Tenko thunderbolt, which is pretty dang good because you literally use all 3, you burst, and then you could use all 3 again because yeah, it's this thing right here, this first ascension passive that does that. When casting Great Secrets are Tenko Kenshin, each Sessho Sakura destroyed resets the cooldown for 1 charge of the Sessho Sakura. So that's what I was talking about. You use your skill, you burst, and then you can use your skill again. It's like Kazuha when you use your skill and then you burst if you have a C1, and then you could use it again. And then of course the second ascension passive, each point of elemental mastery Yae Miko possesses will increase Sessho Sakura damage by 0.15, which is why you kind of want to pair her with somebody like Nahida, who can actually give elemental mastery as well. And of course I'm rocking a C2 because I just love Yae Miko. So C1, each time Great Secret Art Tenko Kenshin activates a Tenko Thunderbolt, she will restore 8 elemental energy to herself. And then Sessho Sakura starts at level 2. When created, their max level is increased to 4 and their attack range is increased to 60%. So you're going to be doing a lot of damage with Yae Miko at C2. And of course, as we just talked about, we do have the Alhaitham team going. So let's go ahead and get it going. So, well then, have at it. And you can also wait a little bit before you burst, which will give you a little bit of extra points. So as you can see, everything's kind of increasing. And then, watch.
A sight to behold.
Boom. Oh, he would do that. But we can always get our energy back. That's not a thing. Dude, are you really going to just sit there and block the entire time? Really? This guy is trolling. Can you stop? Thank you. I can't believe this guy was just trolling like that. That's out of pocket, brother. But even for me, I could literally just do Nahida Yae Miko.
Right here.
I'm just dodging and playing with my food at this point. Look at this.
Right now.
Yae Miko just plays around, and it's so good. Let's go ahead and redo this because I want to show the kind of differences between the damage here. So we're gonna do exactly what I talked about before with the 3, then burst.
Right here.
2, 3, and then burst. Look at this. Boom. 46, and then all those thunderbolts. It did pretty dang good, I think. But let's go ahead. Let's get as much of this going. I'm trying to see if I can get my burst back before we defeat him. Just to kind of show it off.
Right now, right here. Emerge.
I don't think we're going to. But Yae Miko can literally just play around against him.
I see everything. Come on out. Right now.
But we're getting that quicken and spread quickly. Quicken is quick. But yeah, like, I just have so much fun playing as Yae Miko, in my opinion, because she just kind of sits there, and the fact that she's teasing the entire time she fights, because look. Haha, you can't catch me, can you?
Now
Oh, I done goofed on that one. So we're gonna grab that going. We're gonna get these to kind of start hitting. There we go. Bro, really? Are you done?
Right
So we're gonna let these hit a little bit. 3 and go.
Nothing lasts forever.
So those were hitting solid 26s. It's not too much of a difference from what you can see, but it is a little bit with what you're able to do. But the team just excels by getting the quicken reactions like that. Look, literally just melted. And I didn't even have to use that much power with Yae Miko. Oh, wrong thing. But Yae Miko is just that character that I feel just, in my opinion, is really fun. And her movements are so elegant. Watch this, she's gonna bonk you. Boom. Gotcha. But Yae Miko is one of my favorite characters. I like using her, and maybe it's because I'm just a massive Coomer. But she's just extremely hot, and I love using her. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you like the content, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Genshin Impact video comes out. I just want to know your guys' thoughts. Is Yae Miko one of the better off-field DPSs? And do you like using Yae Miko in your builds? But that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. And we will be back again with another Genshin Impact video very, very soon. As always, love you to death. And we will catch you very, very soon. Take care and be safe.